Cartier make arguably the world's finest, most luxurious rimless glasses, finished in precious metals like white or yellow gold, and using exotic materials like wood and buffalo horn. They really are iconic. And as you can see, a Cartier frame is completely unlike any of the other designer glasses out there. They're very discreet, very subtle, but at the same time, they have their own classic look. But if you're buying a pair of Cartier rimless glasses and you're not tinting the lenses, you're doing it wrong. And in this video, I'm going to show you why. I'm going to demonstrate how these glasses and their yellow gold counterparts look with different tint options. I'm going to show you how they look from everything from a very subtle tint to a full sunglass, and how you can really customize your pair of Cartier frames to make them bespoke to you. So to do that, we've used the Visufit 1000. I've already been measured with it. That allows us to simulate different tints in different frames. And if you ever visit our store, we can do that with you in person. So we're going to start with the white gold pair that I'm wearing now. And the Visufit 1000 is going to bring up my avatar any second. Here we go. Wearing those white gold frames. Now, the first thing that we need to do with any glasses, let alone a Cartier frame, is add an anti-reflective coating. It reduces all the glare that you get off the lenses, but in the case of Zeiss, it also adds this really premium looking, slightly blue finish. And to me, that's a really good starting point. But we're going to go way further than that. Now, my favourite tints to add to frames like this are these bicolour tints. So that's how they look without the tint, and that's with. And you can see it just really takes kind of the edge off. Now, with a white gold frame, the ideal kinds of tints are towards the colder end of the spectrum, like a blue or a grey. So hence why I chose the jeans tint for this frame. If I switch to, say, the pistachio, which is a slightly more green colour, it just doesn't quite look as effective. But if we then switch that to a almost colourless grey tint, let's find a subtle grey, it instantly looks better. And this is starting to border kind of halfway between glasses and sunglasses. If we compare that back to the jeans tint, that's a lot more subtle. You could definitely wear that all the time, all year round. Once you start going a little bit darker, they kind of go in between, and a tint like this is a really classy look, but people are definitely going to notice the tint straight away. For some people, they love that. I would personally love to wear that with this frame, but not everyone wants to be quite so bold as that. We can go even further though, and we can turn these into almost sunglass level territory. I particularly like adaptive sun lenses with these kind of frames, because adaptive sun lenses vary depending on the conditions. So if you're inside, you've kind of got a gradient effect with a subtle difference from the top to the bottom. But as you get out into the sun, they become darker and darker and become full sunglasses. Then you've kind of got a hybrid. You've got a pair of glasses you can wear indoors, but have an obvious tint, and also work as sunglasses. In fact, adaptive sun lenses will become the darkest sunglasses that you can get. So that's a really cool option. And similarly, we can add the grey again, and I mean, that's maybe even better with that frame. That looks really good when it turns into a full sunglass, but particularly when it comes back to the more subtle tint. Really like that one. Now, we also have these special colours, and a lot of studies have been done on these kind of tints and how they can actually affect our brainwave state. They can really affect your mood. For example, the happy yellow really does make you feel a bit happier. The magma orange is a very high contrast lens, which kind of gets you feeling more alert. And the same is true with the sunset violet. That has a very similar kind of effect, but it's obviously a little bit more effeminate. The space blue is a very kind of calming colour, and that's also true with the chill out green as well. In fact, the chill out green looks pretty good in there. Forget what I said about green tints not looking good with white gold. Don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's actually quite cool. You can see without and with, quite an impressive difference, and it definitely makes them look more unique. And finally, you've got the pretty pink, which actually is pretty cool as well. I like that more than the sunset violet we tried before. To me, that's maybe just a bit too much. Pretty pink is quite nice, quite chilled. Okay, so moving on to the yellow gold pair. Now this model has the contrast between the black acetate arms and the gold lugs, and the gold bridge, of course. So it's a slightly more bold style already, mainly because of the darker arms. Now, as you'll see, the kind of tint that's going to suit this frame is completely different to the last one, and that's why it's really important to consider the colour to match to the frame that you've actually chosen. Again, we're going to add that Duravision Platinum coating, and this time I'm going to look at more green tints. As a sunglass, these can look fantastic. So this is with a green gradient tint, definitely sunglass level. But let's compare that back to, say, the pistachio as something you can wear every day. And you can see just that subtle difference where it's still very wearable, but it adds just that hint of colour to the frames and a bit more definition to the lens as well. Now, a gold frame would especially suit these cinnamon and stone tints, which are just more at the brown end of the spectrum, and actually that stone is probably a little bit better than the pistachio, to be honest. Now, blue tints can look okay with gold frames, but I think definitely that's more suited to the white gold frame. If you're a keen golfer, this kind of style, and if you plan on wearing this kind of frame for golf, which not many would, they really do suit this Pro Golf gradient tint, which is kind of an amber colour fading to orange at the bottom. Now, the Pro Golf tint is designed to give you the best contrast on a golf course in terms of tracking the ball and in terms of reading the greens. But it actually happens to look pretty good as well, and actually whenever I've tried the Pro Golf tint, I found it quite relaxing and soothing for driving. Again, let's look at some of those other tints. I think the yellow on gold is way too much, it's a bit sickly looking. I definitely wouldn't go with that. And same with that light orange, it just doesn't work. What you want is a contrast between the frame colour and the lens colour. Same with the pink, I think that suited the white gold option much more. But the chill out green is okay. Probably you're better with the pistachio because it's just not too much green the way that it fades to a rose colour at the bottom. But I think the stone is the best option on the bicolour tints. We can even go a little bit darker, and just to compare, that's the stone, which is a bit paler, and this is a brown 25% tint. A lot of people really find this level of tint very relaxing and calming when you have bright overhead lighting like we have today. It's a really nice tint to wear all the time, and actually if I wasn't at work and I wasn't making eye contact with people, I'd prefer to wear that kind of tint rather than a fully clear lens. Then we can go really dark, but to be honest, I think that's a little bit too dark for this style of frame, for a rimless frame. And again, let's compare the adaptive sun lenses. So those are the ones that are going to start off with this gradient tint. It's about a 75% tint at the top. And then they're going to become really dark depending on the conditions, or anywhere in between depending on how bright it is. They'll also really suit the green tint as well. I love a green tint with a gold frame. I think it's a great colour combination. Now, last of all, I'm going to show you a bronze mirror tint, because a bronze mirror really makes your sunglasses blingy, and for some people that's what they want. They want something that is really over the top. To me, that's a bit too much, but if you're someone who really likes your gold and wants the most gold on your face as possible, that's the way to do it. Not just the frames, but a mirrored gold lens as well. Personally, I think you're better with the Duravision Platinum, but everyone has different tastes. Actually, thinking about it, a white gold mirror, that looks pretty good, so that's where the lenses are semi-reflective. I do quite like that. Maybe even a more subtle version with the Duravision Sun, where it's just slightly mirrored. Actually, that probably looks better with the kind of 50% mirror, so that's a white mirror coating. I like that a lot, actually. That looks really good. So as you've seen, the right tint on a set of Cartier glasses can completely transform them. It's definitely the way to go. Now, if you're looking for somewhere to actually tint your Cartier glasses and put a custom colour into them, that's something we specialise in. We ship all over the world, so wherever you are from, we can help you out. Just email me, rob@thespectaclefactory.com, and I'd love to have a dialogue with you and talk about the different options. I can show you all these different lens tints and discuss what might be best for you. But if you have any specific questions, please leave those in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, give us a like and subscribe to the channel because it really helps us grow. Oh, and hit the bell icon as well because then you get notifications. So thanks, and I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks guys, bye bye.